Robert White from the Renewable Fuels Association joining us at Husker Harvest Days in California. That's been the big talk lately. Tell folks what is going on there in terms of ethanol.
California is the last state that has not approved yet E15 for consumers. We've been fighting this battle for over a decade now, and between the governor putting money in his budget for CARB to establish 10 full-time employees to get the rulemaking done. The joke is, how many full-time employees does it take to screw in the E15 light bulb? The answer is 10. But we got the budget approved, and now through the Assembly and through the Senate unanimously, we have a bill, AB 30, that is now sitting on the governor's desk waiting for his signature that will legalize E15. The good news is, even if the governor doesn't sign it, it is approved. It becomes law in 30 days. And so the only thing that stops it at this point is a veto. Governor Newsom wants this bill. He wants fuel prices to go down. He wants consumers to have cheaper product. And the great thing is, this is great for retailers as well because it adds more margin for them as well.
And even if they don't care a thing about Midwest ethanol, which we hope that they do, but the price of the pump is going to go down, and it's going to give those folks another option. So just purely from that dollars and cents perspective, retailers probably want a product that they can put in that's got a lower price point at the pump.
Well, I was just there last week when it passed through the Senate. I was standing at the largest retailer event they have every year, the California Fuel and Convenience Alliance Conference, 1,500 different companies representing all the retailers in the country. When that passed through the Senate, there were high fives. And you think about 20 years ago, they almost banned corn ethanol from going into the state. And now with failing EV policies, higher tariffs now on blending components for their carbob, their fuel specifications, 20% of the refining capacity going off the lines, higher taxes, low carbon fuel standard amendments, their fuel prices are going to go through the roof next year. And right now, E15 across the nation is averaging an 8% discount. You throw it against $5 and $6 and $7 gasoline, they need some relief. There's not many levers they can pull. E15 is one of them.
And then when we put on top of that a cleaner burning fuel.
That's what's ironic about it. California wants cleaner burning fuel, or just cleaner fuel in general, something that cleans air, the water, the soil. Ethanol's there. It's been there all along. They're just finally coming to the realization that there's not much for options in the wake of, like I said, a failing EV policy. I think I can go out on a limb here that if you offer consumers another 40-cent discount at the pump, they're going to embrace it when you're facing $5, $6, $7 gas.
And Robert, we're looking at huge corn crop. We need new markets. Does this move the needle at all in terms of finding a new outlet for corn like Nebraska corn?
It obviously will. This is not a light switch. I can't promise instant demand, but this is a market for another 800 million gallons, or roughly 267 million bushels of corn. You look across the domestic market, Congress is still struggling with year-round E15. We don't have that problem in California. California is year-round market. It's RFG market. It's not a conventional gasoline market. They can sell E15 year-round, so it's an instant market. We have retailers standing at the ready. They are changing equipment as we speak. As soon as Governor Newsom signs it, I'm going to have him at a station pumping some fuel. It's going to be exciting times.
Still, though, we would like that year-round nationwide E15. If we could just make that law of the land, that would just simplify so many things.
It is so strange that we have something that across the nation can agree on something, and we still can't get the darn thing across the finish line now in over 13 years. So they're looking for any avenue. We continue to cross our fingers, hold our breath. It is extremely important. It's actually the biggest thing for the farm economy right now is year-round E15.
Yeah, it's frustrating because here in a state like Nebraska, we're even running our state fleet on E30 at the moment.
A lot of people don't understand. They say, well, there's only, 4,500 stations offering E15 across the country. So what? Year-round E15. Trust me when I say there are thousands upon thousands of stations that are standing at the ready. It's either their accounting department, their legal department, that just simply won't let these big players get into the market unless they can offer a product year-round. It's like you will not spend $30,000 on Slurpee machines if you can only sell a product 8.5 months a year. This is a big decision that Congress can make and get it to the president's desk.
I talked with a local fuel retailer, their own convenience stores across Nebraska, and they were saying year-round nationwide E15 would just make it easier for their merchandising team just to buy the product year-round and know what it's going to be and not have to deal with, are we going to have waivers? Can we get the product?
Well, think about contracting. Think about marketing. Think about all of the things in normal business strategy, and you don't know if you can sell the product on June 2nd.
Right.
It's just a strange situation that it's one thing. We're talking Nebraska. Think about Pennsylvania. Think about Florida, where ethanol is not common nature, right? It's not the second thing you think about every morning when you get up. And so they have to plot things in a very different strategy, different situation. Now we look to the west, where California, the second largest fuel consumer in the country behind Texas, and we expect them to just, hey, adopt E15. Well, it's not that simple, but we're going to push them. Again, they are in a different situation than any other state, thanks to their in some ways strange environmental platforms, but in this situation it's going to help us. They've pushed their fuel retailers into equipment situations that no other state has, so they're ready to adopt E15 much faster. And I've made this joke several times. They're going to be the last state to allow E15, and suddenly they're going to be the poster child for E15.
Robert White from the Renewable Fuels Association joining us at Husker Harvest Days.